If you think the Switch family of consoles isn't a great place for horror games, you might be missing out. Because once you start digging into the library, there's a seriously strong lineup here. From slow-burning psychological experiences to full-on survival horror that keeps you on the edge the entire time. And the best part? You can play it all handheld, in the dark with headphones on, which honestly makes some of these even more intense. So today I thought it'd be cool to count down 20 of the best horror games you can play on the Switch and Switch 2, starting at number 20 and making our way to number 1. Some of these you'd expect, a few might surprise you, but all of them are definitely worth some of your time. Let's get into it. Oxenfree blends supernatural elements with strong character interactions, creating a story-driven experience that feels grounded and natural. The dialogue system allows conversations to flow without interruption, making everything feel more personal and believable. The game builds tension gradually rather than relying on direct threats. The atmosphere develops over time, leading to moments that feel subtle but impactful. It's not a traditional horror game, but it leaves a lasting impression once it's all over. Blair Witch focuses heavily on atmosphere, and it uses its setting to create a constant sense of unease. The forest feels disorientating and unpredictable, which keeps you on edge as you explore. The game leans more into psychological tension than action, and the pacing allows the story to develop steadily while creating a consistent sense of pressure without overwhelming the player. Corpse Party centres around narrative-driven horror, using its structure to build tension over time. The story unfolds through choices and consequences, and it keeps you engaged throughout. The presentation is simple here, but effective, and it allows the writing to take the spotlight, creating an experience that feels unsettling in a different way more than traditional horror games. Resident Evil Village blends multiple styles of horror into one experience, keeping things varied from the start to finish. Each area feels distinct, offering different tones and challenges along the way. It balances action and atmosphere well, which gives the players a mix of intensity and exploration. This variety helps maintain momentum and keeps the experience feeling fresh throughout. Little Nightmares 2 relies on visual storytelling to create its tension, with very little guidance given to the player. That lack of direction makes each moment feel uncertain and engaging. The world feels oppressive and your character is constantly vulnerable, and that combination keeps the pressure high, making even simple moments feel tense. Dying Light brings open world design into horror, creating a dynamic environment that constantly evolves. There's always something happening, which keeps you engaged as you move through the world. The day and night cycle changes everything here. What feels manageable during the day becomes far more dangerous after dark, forcing you to adapt your approach. I'd recommend playing this one on hard as well, as that adds an extra layer of tension. Amnesia builds its experience around helplessness, removing your ability to fight back effectively. That vulnerability creates tension in every situation. The pacing is slow and deliberate, allowing the atmosphere to develop naturally. Its pacing focuses on unease rather than constant action, which gives it a strong identity. Luigi's Mansion 3 takes a lighter approach to horror, but it still delivers a strong sense of atmosphere. The hotel setting is creative, with each floor offering something new to explore. The game blends puzzle solving with exploration, keeping things engaging throughout. It's not designed to be frightening at all, but it still fits comfortably within this genre. Layers of Fear focuses on psychological horror, and it uses its environment to create a sense of instability. The world shifts around you, and it makes it difficult to trust anything you see. It prioritises immersion over traditional gameplay systems, and the experience unfolds at its own pace, allowing tension to build gradually. Outlast creates tension by removing your ability to fight back, forcing you to rely on stealth and movement. Every encounter feels really risky, with very little room for error. The setting also adds to the pressure, with tight spaces and unpredictable threats. It maintains a high level of intensity throughout, rarely giving you a chance to relax. Revelations 2 balances action and survival horror in a way that keeps things varied. It combines combat, exploration and puzzles without leaning too far in one direction. The dual character system adds some variety, giving you different ways to approach situations. It also helps keep the gameplay feeling fresh from start to finish. Detention draws from real-world history, giving its story a stronger emotional impact. The setting feels grounded, which makes the horror elements feel more effective. Again, the tension builds slowly with this one, allowing the narrative to unfold really naturally. That approach makes the experience feel more complete and memorable. Observer blends cyberpunk visuals with psychological horror, creating something that stands out from the rest. It focuses more on atmosphere than action, allowing the tension to build over time. The world is detailed and layered, and rewards players who take the time to explore it. It's a slower experience, but one that leaves a strong, lasting impression. Inside creates unease without relying on traditional horror elements. The world feels controlled and unpredictable, keeping you on the edge throughout. The lack of dialogue allows the visuals to carry the experience, and every movement feels intentional, making it both subtle and impactful. Fatal Frame stands out because of its camera-based combat system. You're encouraged to face threats directly, which changes how you approach each encounter. The atmosphere is quiet and unsettling, allowing the tension to build gradually. The game creates a steady sense of unease that carries through the entire game. The Resident Evil Remake delivers classic survival horror with a focus on limited resources and careful movement. The fixed camera angles add to the tension, making every corner feel dangerous. The game holds up really well, with a design that still feels deliberate and effective. Its slower pace works in its favour here and creates a lasting sense of pressure. Darkwood takes a unique approach, relying on atmosphere rather than jump scares. The top-down perspective adds to the tension, giving you awareness without comfort. Every decision you make feels important, especially during the night, and the game rewards patience and planning, making each moment feel meaningful. Signalis captures the feel of classic survival horror while still feeling modern. The pacing, resource management, and design all work together seamlessly. It's an incredibly focused game, with every element supporting the overall experience. It doesn't overstay its welcome and leaves a strong impression once you've finished it. Alien Isolation is built entirely around tension, with an unpredictable alien chasing you that makes every encounter feel scary. You're constantly adapting and trying to stay one step ahead of the game. The Switch version performs surprisingly well, and handheld play adds to the immersion. Every sound matters, making the experience feel even more intense. Resident Evil 4 is one of those games that just feels as sharp today as it did when it was first released. It leans more into action than early entries, but never loses that undenying tension. Every encounter feels carefully designed, and the pacing constantly pushes you forward without giving you too much time to relax. On the Switch, it holds up incredibly well. The structure suits both long play sessions and quick bursts, and the atmosphere still lands even on a smaller screen. It's a game that's easy to come back to, and it remains one of the most polished horror experiences you can play on the platform. So, that's 20 of the best horror games you can play right now on the Switch and Switch 2. If you prefer slower, psychological experiences or something a little more intense, there's definitely a lot here worth checking out. I'd love to know your thoughts, so let me know in the comments down below what your favourite horror game is on the Switch or Switch 2. And is there anything you think should have made this list? And if you enjoyed the video today, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out the channel for more content like this. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.